Welcome to We Did a Podcast number 22.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's quite an intro.
Yeah, man. I could do
Get
that.
nabbed.
I don't know
year.
if I was expecting anything, but I definitely wasn't expecting that.
New year, new us, and I'm on a different energy level than these two guys. Right?
And yeah, there's the summary review right there.
Yeah.
Welcome. In case you didn't notice, I'm not usually on this channel. I've been on once before, but not on camera.
You've been on like 3 times.
But not on camera.
Yeah, never on camera, I don't think.
Unless we were playing games in which I won the last game.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't know if
On
you've
the
ever
board.
been on camera for the podcast.
For the podcast? No.
Interesting.
Brando
Never
was the
happened.
only one, I believe.
Yeah.
But at this point, you've probably been on what, like 3 times? I'd
3
say?
times.
I think so.
I don't remember what the first one was. You guys? I don't know.
Technology that kids wouldn't understand.
Second one was the Love Cast then.
Yeah.
And then
Aw.
and now I'm on it
There was the time we did a choose your own adventure book.
Yeah.
That worked out
That one
extremely
failed.
bad.
I think that's the same
Massively.
episode as the technology.
and it was
Okay.
actually that book right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Set continuity, everyone.
Dinosaur Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not work out. Also a very bad book.
Yeah.
Find yourself a copy.
Yeah.
Throw it away.
Not the best choose your own adventure. I can agree with that.
Well, I'm Danny. Thanks for welcoming me to the channel.
Yeah, man. Welcome. How
Thank you.
exciting. A new year, a new lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And today we're talking about a year in review. We're talking about 2018, and we're going to be doing a good old-fashioned top 3, bottom 3. And I think it makes the most sense for Frank to do his bottom first.
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna go? Are we taking turns? Are we?
I think we
Oh,
should
like
all do
1, 1,
3.
1?
We should
What's
all
our
just
least
unleash
bad?
our 3.
And then bam, bam, bam. And then we'll
Okay,
just keep going.
yeah.
You'll do 2.
1, 1, 1, 1, 1,
Yeah.
1, 1.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
God, what's my least bad?
If you're only listening, I just want you to know that we were spinning our hands around in circles collectively, all just showing clockwise motion.
Just so we're all on the same page.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna go with my least bad as being Ted Cruz's Senate win for Texas.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Least bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll get
Predictable.
to the rest of them, you know?
Yeah.
You know what? I actually have that as my number 1.
Nice.
Yeah, so a little bit of spoiler alert.
Wow, we
but yeah,
knocked 2 off the list
we
already.
linked up here, yeah.
Wow.
Hey, it's just a bummer.
Huge bummer.
Huge bummer.
For those that don't know, Beto is from our hometown. He's EP represent.
Yeah.
And we were all kind of gunning for that to happen.
Gunning for the boy.
Gunning for the homeboy. Literal.
Yeah, but we'll see what he does, you know? He did a good job.
Some people are saying he might run for president.
Yeah, well, he's pretty high up there right now, which is actually a little bit of the reason why I had it as number 1 for me, because I think it started a chain of events that is going to end in catastrophic failure.
Yeah.
So
There's
There's definitely several ways to look at this event, for sure.
yeah, I'm calling the future right now just so I can, grandstand later and be like, I was right, because I love doing that. But all I'm saying is that Beto O'Rourke's going to be the person that establishment Democrats put all their money in.
Yeah.
He's going to be the guy. And by money, I don't mean necessarily literally money, but like placing
The
bets
party.
on
Some
him
money
winning.
that you put where your
Yeah.
mouth is.
Yeah, exactly. And
He did play with Willie Nelson. You
He
can't
did.
forget that.
he did play with Willie Nelson. And that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem is because he's so likable.
Yeah.
And there's no Democrats that are likable.
He is hot. He's a hot topic
Yeah.
right now.
That's not on brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Beto.
it's basically like the same thing as like the Obama allure. He's very polished. He's well spoken. He seems kind of like a classic kind of politician talking about the future and doing that thumb thing that people do. You know what I mean? I definitely supported him and was hoping he would win over Ted Cruz because obviously Ted Cruz is a Zodiac
Ted
killer.
Cruz sucks.
Yeah, he's the worst.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard that his dad shot JFK.
Old Rafa.
That's what I heard. But seriously, I don't like Ted Cruz's policies. I think
No.
he's a smarmy individual.
He's a flip flopper.
He's got no backbone.
Yeah. He's
he's
now
terrible.
Kissing the.
I mean, fans of the channel know how we feel about
Yeah.
Ted Cruz, for sure.
So-
but you can never say how much you hate Ted Cruz, you know? It's just one of those
you
things.
can never say it enough.
He's kissing the boots of Daddy
It's like
Trump.
cheese. You can't have
Yeah.
too much of it.
All I want to say to, and I'll put this back in the old rotation, but there's going to be like 12 people running in the Democratic primary almost. There's going to be so many. And there's definitely some people who are very progressive and on the left. But the more establishment people, I think it's going to be a fewer amount. I think you're going to see more outlanders running.
I mean,
you got this Tony.
this has been one of the
Danza?
most controversial
Tejeda?
cabinets in
Oh,
history.
yeah.
Like.
But you need the perfect person to beat Trump because Trump's base is too large
Bernie.
and too motivated. You know, I would love for Bernie to run, and I think he's awesome. I'm wondering if there's enough people to support him, though, because I got to say, all the Hillary support, and this is a limited scope, but just from what I've been like reading online and stuff, all like the Hillary type supporters who were super anti-Bernie in 2016 are still just as anti-Bernie, maybe even more so. And now they're all looking to like Beto O'Rourke
because they think Bernie costed her the election,
and that he's
for sure.
the Russians support him. It's like, okay, every time you guys get upset, you just talk about Russia. But it's just it's unfortunate. Beto's like on Ellen. He's gonna be on Oprah this week. He's like he's gonna run, and I think he's gonna do. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, it's got to be Beto O'Rourke. I don't see him winning.
No, I don't think he'll win.
And this all started with Ted Cruz winning. If Ted Cruz had lost, we wouldn't be in the situation. But I think maybe I'm being a pessimist, but
I wonder if he could have even ran. If Beto did win, could he have even run?
I mean, he could run and then step down as a senator, which is like, for instance, what Ted Cruz did.
All the time.
Yeah, Ted Cruz did that.
Yeah,
in
but
2016.
so early, like he would have just became senator, within a year's term.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know specifically. I'd have to do some more research. But to my knowledge,
in the comments.
yeah. If you're a political scientist, please let us know what the parameters are of that. But anyways, sorry about that. I guess we got 2 out of the way though. What about you, Danny? What was your bottom one?
So this is the least worst, right?
Yeah, your least worst.
Okay. I would have to go with something I had been waiting for the last 5 years, I believe. Yeah, 5 years, I'd say. Justin Timberlake's follow-up album.
You said it like with disdain in your face. I loved it.
Man of the Woods, utter trash.
That's a weird title.
0 out of 10. But Man of the Woods, utter trash.
It's part 1 of a 2-part concept album.
I hated it. I'm a huge JT fan, actually from David and Michelle, who I liked old JT, and my first concert was in Sync.
Wow.
No Strings Attached tour. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they flew over all of us.
I bet they did.
They did. They took all our dollars. And it was fun. JT's just awesome. I think he's an incredible singer. Great musician too, but 2020 experience was on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And we were just like, how do you follow this up? It felt like it was the apex of his musical talent.
I mean, that album is crazy good.
It's so good.
Didn't Jay-Z produce that one
sure.
too? I think he did, which is part of like the
also,
great
I think it's
backing
most
tracks.
of his same crew too that produced it.
Oh, really?
I feel like it's Timbaland. I feel like it's also Pharrell. I feel like might also be on it.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But they had the same formula, just did not work out. He tried out too many weird things. I don't know. Did you give it a listen at all?
No, I think I've heard.
listened to it,
I've heard like a single off of it. I remember hearing a little bit about it because I heard how
too.
bad it was, and I heard like a clip of it, and I was like, I'm not listening to this.
It's almost as long as the 2020 experience. It's about 65 minutes, whereas the 2020 experience is about 72.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that the complete 2020?
Complete
like both
2020.
sides? Okay.
Yeah, that goes, and that just seems to just go. You know, it's one of those albums you can just start from the front, start from the beginning, goes all the way through, and you don't have to change at all.
Yeah, that's true.
This one, I found myself trying to like this album. There's nothing good about it. Nothing about it bumps. And like in between the 2020 experience to now, there was that single for Trolls, which was a good song.
Yeah.
Can't Stop the Feeling, which is like a good song. I mean, it's like the kiddos love it, but it is a good song.
The kiddos love it.
Kiddos love it.
Then I thought, okay, cool, this album would be dope. And then he played the Super Bowl, and he played one of like the singles for the new songs, and we were just like, oh.
Yeah.
And it's just bad. I would give it. Rolling Stone gives it like a B or something out of like I don't know. I think that's gracious.
Rolling Stone has the worst album reviews.
Who reads Rolling Stone? Who literally subscribes to Rolling Stone?
Well, you know what? There is some okay like investigative journalism stuff in Rolling Stone that I think is kind of cool, but literally their music coverage is awful.
It's bad and it's biased.
Like IGN gets a bad rap for terrible reviews. It should be Rolling Stone. They're a much bigger
IGN
name.
and Rolling Stone both do terrible movie reviews. We can say that.
Yeah.
I would say. But yeah, that's one of the least worst ones. I was severely disappointed. Do better, JT. For me.
We know you got it in you.
I know, yeah.
We've seen you do it.
Yeah.
And I heard it.
Ooh, I feel like I said yeah really loud. I got a little closer to the mic. Sorry.
You were really like backing that, Yeah. You're just passionate about it.
Yes. JT, do better. We know you're capable. Okay, so my bottom, my third place bottom event of the year. This is a weird sentence.
That's hard, yeah. The least of the worst.
I'm fumbling all over it. Yes. The best of the worst.
Best of the worst.
No, I can't say that. That's another channel.
What are you doing?
The least bad.
There you go.
Least bad. There we go.
I felt like that's
Some
what
would
we've been
say
saying.
simple.
Yeah.
I've spent way too much time on this. The least bad thing I had this year was originally going to be the Brett Kavanaugh trial.
That was the least bad one.
That was my least bad. And my reasoning was because, even though Ted Cruz winning isn't as bad, what my argument is that this is the first step in us losing the 2020 election. And by us, I mean humanity and Donald Trump continuing.
He's going to do it.
Yeah. Anyway, though, I didn't pick that one because I didn't want to be a bummer the whole episode. I was like, I need to have at least one fun thing. So my least bad, but still terrible, Pacific Rim 2.
Oh, did that come out this year?
Yeah, it came out March 23rd. It was actually the movie we went to see for my birthday. That was like the birthday celebration.
I wasn't here.
I was so pumped for a new Pacific Rim, and it was so bad.
It's trash.
It's so bad.
It's bad.
And looking back, it's gotten even worse.
I forgot that was this year. It seems like it was a while ago.
I thought that
like
was
I've
like
been
2
trying
years
to
ago.
push it out of my memory.
For good reason.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Del Toro wasn't on this one.
No, he wasn't. Okay. It was the classic, like someone has a great movie idea and like a particular vision, and then they're like, ooh, the money, and then someone just takes over it.
Cash grab.
Good old cash grab, dude. It's like 28 weeks later.
Yeah.
But 28 weeks later is
Not bad.
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Not terrible, but it's not like Alex Garland.
If Pacific Rim 2 was 28 weeks later, I'd be very pleased. But it's not. The action is like... The action's okay, I guess, but everything's forgettable. All the robots are forgettable. The monster designs are forgettable.
Any of the characters in it.
Right? John Boyega's in it, being John Boyega. And so is
Doing
little
John Boyega things.
Little Clint Eastwood.
Trying to be little Idris
Whatever his
Elba.
name is.
Oh, Scott Eastwood.
Scott Eastwood. There we go.
Trash actor.
And then there's also a lot of like strange humor that doesn't quite land in the movie. There's that thing where they're listening to the
I don't
Troll
even remember the
guy.
jokes.
Do you remember the Troll
No.
scene when they're taking off in the robot and they're listening to Russian guys singing?
Yes,
It's
I
like,
do remember that.
What is going on right now?
Yeah.
But the biggest problem is that they took the character, Charlie's character, and made him the villain when he was the last person in that whole movie that you could have rightfully made the villain. You could have brought
Charlie Day, yeah.
Yeah, you could have brought Charlie Hunnam back as the villain and written a more convincing story than it being Charlie Day.
That was a super weird fit. It felt like
I
just
don't like
so
seeing
forced.
Charlie Day be the villain.
It doesn't make sense.
And he wasn't like a
out.
super great villain.
Yeah.
No, it makes no sense at all.
charisma.
Awkward.
He had no real plan of action. Other than being like, I've tapped into the alien whatever, and this is what they want me to do.
Yeah, it's a mess. Oh, I think we have some guests here. But that's my bottom 3.
Funny thing about that is that that came out. I was also very pumped to see it. I wasn't in El Paso. I wasn't where we're living now. I wanted to go see it. Somehow I ended up putting it off, and I kept looking at the reviews, and it's like, oh God, maybe I'm doing a good thing by missing this. I ended up
Sometimes you get saved by waiting,
I ended up watching it on VOD, like I'd say like 2 or 3 months ago, just at my home, and I was very, very happy I did it because I spent the least amount of money, and it was like, okay, well, I'm glad that's over.
Yeah. Sad stuff. Well, Frank, why don't you take us to 2? Let's continue here.
All right. Just Brandon from Apollo City Comics.
Is he making faces
has,
or what?
Or what? We'll go with or what.
Okay.
Go with
And
or what.
continuing. My second bottom of 2018 is the confirmation of Brett Kavanaugh, actually.
Frankie Two Bottoms.
Yeah, Frankie Two Bottoms.
You guys both
That's
had
what they
2
call me.
on the same list?
Yeah. We're hitting a
Wow.
lot of the same
Hey,
notes, David.
we're gonna have all 3. Look at me, Frank. We're gonna have all 3.
I am the captain now.
Doubtful. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah.
What can you say?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
For
I
those
also
of you that
didn't
don't
like
know.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. You already know.
Yeah.
We already discussed it a little bit. And I feel like we don't have to hit again. I just thought it was funny that we're like,
true.
we're hitting a lot of stuff, you know what I mean?
You got the job.
He lied to Congress.
He lied to Congress. He
everybody.
lied to Congress, everybody. Originally, I was thinking of putting James Gunn being fired. And that's like one of the things that like angered me about all
What a
this
higher
is that
esteem.
like
Yeah.
no more Guardians for us. but Brett Kavanaugh gets to sit on the Supreme Court. Just seems
true.
very perplexing and frustrating, when I think about it. It hurts my head.
Tears will get you far in this world.
Oops. I'm hitting things because I'm playing with a pencil. If you want the tiniest silver lining possible, the silver lining in this situation is that they had a vote on funding for Planned Parenthood, and the expectation was that Kavanaugh was going to vote to like deny Planned Parenthood funding, but he voted in the opposite way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and a bunch of people got like really upset.
Well, that's good, because one of the things that like was worrying that like the guy he replaced was one of the swing votes where he could be talked either way. He was like super logical about those things. But that's kind of nice. But still, you shouldn't be able to sit on the Supreme Court if you lie to Congress.
No, there's so many problems.
Maybe that's
beyond
just
that.
maybe that's just us.
Maybe that's just us. Have some morals.
Yeah. Woo. Terrible. I'm gonna lose it if we talk about it anymore. So instead of me ranting for hours, Danny, why don't you share
on a
your next
lighter,
one?
more fictitious note?
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'll say my second least worst of the year. This is hard.
Welcome to the Stumble
Double
Podcast,
negatives.
where we stumble through parameters we have set for ourselves.
This is what happens when you take 3 weeks off for the holidays.
Yeah, I would have to say, honestly, one of my absolute biggest disappointments in the past 3 years was Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Released on June 22nd, 2018. I had waited a good 3 years for this movie because Jurassic World, although not meeting everyone's expectations, especially mine, was decent and watchable. Plenty of plot holes, very cash grabby. But my God, this movie was so cash grabby and just sloppily written. And it seemed like two movies copied and pasted into one.
And they were sometimes in Hollywood, you
that.
just need to get it out. You know what I mean? So people can eat it up. Get it out. They eat it up.
I didn't watch that movie. I was like, you
I
know
also
what?
didn't see it.
I'm done.
I think it's on HBO Go now. I think. Maybe. But either way, it's worth a free watch, I would say. Just to know where the state of Jurassic Park like stays in now, where it's just like sitting in this cesspool of crap.
Is it worse than 3?
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't I just watch Lost World instead?
See, the problem is that they tried to revamp Lost World. I love the Lost World. I'm part of the niche that's like, I like the Lost World because the Lost World's different than the novelization of the Lost World. Way different. And it's just like a pure Hollywood version of Jurassic Park. But it's also just darker, grimier, cooler, more action, grislier. And they tried to do that with this one too. But it's just bad. The acting's terrible. The CGI is cool. Like the story makes no logical sense. It doesn't. And then it flies into this like way off the handle thing. I can't wait till you guys watch it. Maybe we can bring it back on another WeDAP or something. Because just for like a second.
Well, I think I know what you're talking about because I heard like the spoilers for the movie. But yeah, the ending sounds ridiculous. Like the second half of the movie sounds like it's just off the rails.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's like B movie now. It's like a B movie monster flick. And it's just so sad.
Is there like a Sharknado experience?
I mean, it's not far off. Like the second half of the movie, just spoilers. Dinosaurs get to the mainland. Okay.
They'll do that sometimes.
Well, they bring them to the mainland,
especially in sequels.
But what?
In the same canon.
But why though? Why would they do that, knowing that there's so many problems?
Because money, stupid.
Because they're selling dinosaurs to bad guys around the world.
Sweet dinosaur meat.
Because terrorists all over the world know that dinosaurs are the most effective weapon you can buy.
They want dinosaurs. And if you could train a dinosaur, though, pretty dope weapon.
I mean, I guess, but still, like, just buy a drone
Put a
and
super
blow someone
cool,
up from
like,
the sky.
leather-studded saddle on that
These
thing.
are all the points. And see, the problem is that they weren't even selling the dinosaurs for like military grade weapon price. Like they were less than $1 million each.
Huh.
And it was like, okay, so it's at some billionaire's.
Well, it's like save up and go in on a dinosaur,
or buy a drone or something.
Get a loan
if
for
you're
a dinosaur.
throwing out that much, it's very dumb. Watch it if you can. Very disappointed. 0.5 out of 5 stars.
Wow.
For me. Yeah.
0.5 out of 5.
Like I was rolling.
The
my
0.5
eyes.
is to really just show that, like, no, I didn't forget to rate it. It's just extremely no. It's not even 1 star.
It's when the thing's like, you
really
cannot
bad.
submit a 0 review.
Yeah.
No,
Like I was angry at the end of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Because it's long, too. It's like 2 hours, I think.
That's always the best when a movie like that doesn't need to exist just like really keeps dragging it out.
Aquaman.
Wow. Aquapropriate. All right, well, let me go to my number 2. My number 2, and there's a little bit of a caveat here, but when do I not have a caveat? This is actually on March 24th, the day after Pacific Rim came out, which I think is very interesting.
Wonderful. What a terrible week.
It's the March for Our Lives. So I'm not necessarily saying the March for Our Lives was a bad thing, but the events that inspired...
That would be a hot take.
That would be... Well, maybe not a hot take, a stupid take. Because plenty of people have that take. But March for Our Lives is in response to the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas shootings in Parkland, Florida. And obviously other shootings. It was kind of a culmination of different things that resulted in a march that, had people participating, making a protest nationwide, different cities. And here in El Paso, I went and participated in the March for Lives here, which also had Beto O'Rourke. There's a lot of links going on here. And you know what? I'll insert a picture right here.
Nice. You better nail it.
I did. And I took a picture of Beto O'Rourke. I thought it was pretty cool. This was before he announced to run for Senate. But anyways, excuse me. The point why I put it as my second bad, obviously first, the amount of school shootings in the United States is tragic and it's terrible. And that on its own should be like the worst thing in the world, but it's not because we live in a terrible world. But as you do.
As Sinbad said in Jingle All the Way, is a sick world full of sick people.
That's true.
That's my new favorite quote. Because it's from Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
And Sinbad.
It's a great delivery, too, after that bomb explodes.
Yeah. I'd say that Sinbad is arguably the best actor in that film.
Don't get on my boy Jake Black. But the point I'm trying to make over here, though, is unfortunately, the reason why it's number 2 is that March for Our Lives, although it picked up a lot of steam and got a lot of attention, ultimately didn't or wasn't able to change anything.
That'll happen
on a large scale. Now, I think the protests are never pointless, and then maybe the needle of public opinion has been tilted one way or the other. But it's just really unfortunate to see so many people react to high school students who literally just had like their friends killed, and they're talking in protest and seeing how ugly people can be.
I mean, people can be super ugly. History's shown time and time again.
Yeah,
people
that's
can
true.
just be like horrible, even when they come in face to face in rallies. You know what I mean? I feel like people have always been that way. That's how it used to be back in the day, because you had to be up in someone's face to be ugly.
Yeah.
And the internet, for a long time, people weren't super socially active the way things are right now, and now we're just seeing people screaming in each other's faces again.
So I wonder if it's fair.
And on Twitter,
is it necessarily fair to blame the internet?
No.
Like, is that behavior really?
It's just another medium
exists.
for us. Good things happen on the internet too.
It's just another means for our primal nature to come out.
If anything, it's just a little bit safer for a troll to make some comment or some tasteless meme.
Yeah, if anything, it's safer for everybody because things can't come to blows on the internet.
Yeah, luckily.
I mean, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Sometimes.
Well,
but
that's true.
Less
for
frequent.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. People have gotten very comfortable with being able to say whatever they want to someone else. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, well, what is going to change everyone's mind at this point? Nothing.
I don't know what.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Pandora only comes out of the box.
That's sad.
She doesn't go back in.
Well, I already shared my number 1. Frank, what's your number 1? What's the worst thing that happened in 2018 for you?
For me, it was Brett Kavanaugh. I never came up with a third, but I had already done my prediction for 2019. So when you guys told me what was going on today, I was like, perfect opportunity for Frank to break a rule.
So
here it is.
Let's do this.
I don't see how those
Switching
two
it
things are related, but okay.
I mean, it's not really related. That's just I'm going to shoot this thing in here. I didn't have a third one yet. You guys told me we weren't doing that other one, and I had already done that, and I was like,
oh, you're talking about the prediction.
Yeah,
You're gonna put your prediction in your worst?
I mean, that's just what I got.
Do it then.
I'm so confused. Okay, just go to. I'll be less confused when you just do it.
No,
Yeah.
I feel like you guys should just finish out your worst.
Okay.
And I'm going to
Okay.
interject my prediction for 2019 in real fast.
Classic Frank.
That's the way I'm going to do it.
Classic Frank. Okay, Danny, what's
That's
the
kind of what I was
worst
thinking in
thing?
my head when he told me. I was like, yes.
I feel like I want to kind of hold up the tradition of Frank Switch Up. And
What is this shambles, everyone? I will not stand for this, okay?
it's not really a switch up.
There needs to be a symbolism of
It's
order
still
in this
within the
place.
rules.
Okay.
I'm just
The order is this. This is the symbol for the order.
I'm just caught between these two bad things, and I can't decide. Yeah,
That's fair.
they're both bad.
That's a stretch.
That's fair.
Yeah,
They're
stretch
both
the rules.
within
I
the
do
same
that all the time.
Yeah.
topic. Yeah.
Caveats.
Caveat. Two of my, I'm a meme connoisseur,
Okay.
as some would say.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
collect fine memes, and I deal them out at late hours of the night to my best friends, just to be like, I have saved this one. This is a good instance for now. That being said, there are some memes that are utter trash, and I don't understand why they catch on.
So far we've had trash album, trash movie, and then trash memes.
I'm just hitting all of the points in which I am as a person.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great. And it balances all my sadness out, I think.
Yeah. And it
You know
just
what I mean?
speaks. It's so Danny.
It's so damn.
Yeah.
This is great.
These are what are important to me.
Yeah.
Surprise Pikachu meme. Hate it.
How dare you?
I don't like it. I love Pikachu. I
How?
have
Pokemon
Please
tattooed
insert
on me.
You
Dare
have to
I just-
insert him in there now.
I just
Yeah.
hate it.
And there's a teaser for the
Stupid
episode.
meme. Yeah. Dumb. Just because it was used in the wrong context, I don't know. I just don't like it at all. Other meme, which I would hope.
Well, hang on. What do you mean by wrong context?
Well,
Which one? Which is the one?
it's just supposed to be surprise, and I get it, but it doesn't hit with that gravitas.
Oh, okay.
that-
I feel it every time. Every time I see it, I feel the.
I don't know. Maybe
There's
it's just me. Maybe I'm just solo on this one.
There's a great one where it's like when your friends keep making the same joke and their point or their comedy won't evolve, and then it's like a surprise Raichu.
Okay, now that
Yeah. Bam.
that
put
is
one in
next
there.
level. Yeah,
That's
that's top
good.
tier
That's a
because
good
it's a
one.
Bubba meme. Oh
Okay.
god,
That's
Hey,
one. Boom.
ding.
Ding.
that's one in the jar. Okay.
32.
Hey, thanks, man. I gotta
32.
write that down.
Yeah,
Toss me
right,
that
right.
pencil.
And just so everyone knows, we're in the process of making an editing jar where basically people got to contribute cash.
It's
for
been a while
their
since
foul
I've sworn.
language. That's true. You made it all the way through the golf one.
To
Although
3.
there was way too many innuendos. I mean,
I mean,
when I was going through
It's
there
not
again,
really
I
a
was
curse.
like, wow.
golf just brings something out of me. You know what I mean? I
guess.
don't know. I felt like I was free on the course. All I was missing was like a beer. You know what I mean?
You know
I just
what?
felt
Cigar.
exactly like some golf.
Yeah.
Please check out our golf story playthrough and
It's
leave your opinions in the
great.
comment below.
And check out Golf Story. It was
Golf
cool.
Story
great
is an
game.
awesome game.
Great game.
Love it.
Great game.
Write down 132. 'cause
Toss me that
you're gonna
pencil,
hate that.
please, baby
Coincidentally,
girl.
my bottom. No, I'm just joking.
Oh, I didn't split it. The other trash meme that I still don't get. I only get because now it's old. Moth and lamp.
Moth memes.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. And I'm gonna preface.
Yeah.
I'm gonna preface this. I don't know
Yeah.
why it was so hard
No, yeah,
for
that's-
me to get that out of my mouth. I'm gonna preface this with
Preamble.
No.
porpoise.
Polka this.
Polka. Polka.
All right.
Polka.
Hey. Okay. Sidetracked. I'm gonna preface this with I don't 100% get why either. But I love moth memes and lamp
no.
memes. I love them so
Frank
much. They make me laugh
would.
so hard.
I hate
It's
them.
just
I'm with
every
Danny.
time.
I just.
And I
And,
think
then
that's
they put
part
the
of the-
umlauts
that
over
might
the
be part
brother
of it.
thing. You know, they put the umlauts over the O.
Bro,
I don't know if it's supposed to be brother. Or
brother.
what are you saying?
Well, no, the memes now from these darn Gen Zers, some of it is just purposefully just like, well, the umlaut's funny because it's not supposed to be an umlaut, and that's like
Yeah.
the joke.
And it's like,
Or
but
the-
do you know what the umlaut
Or
is?
the little red bee, you know what I mean, in the button.
Oh yeah.
It's like that's the joke.
Yeah.
Hey, Mozart, you mean Bozart?
I just.
It's like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's on another level that I think I'm too old to understand.
Well, check this out, everyone. This is right here. We can always come back to this episode. The first time where Danny was just like, "Oh, these kids," and if we keep doing this podcast for like 10 years, it's going to be like,
Wow, a pretty good
"I don't
compilation.
understand these internet memes."
Yeah. I try to filter out the bad memes from the good memes. And...
No, I agree with you though on Moth. Trash.
Because
Trust me.
Moth
Sorry,
went
Frank.
into all
We
these
disagree,
different, as most memes do, it's like the initial meme,
Yeah.
and then it goes out to all these branched memes that we do know, like the guy looking backwards with his girlfriend walking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Except
then
it's a
like,
moth and a
you know,
lamp or
yeah,
something,
and then it's
yeah.
like, okay, I get it. Moth's like, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, didn't like it, so there.
And like, so what are you gonna do about it?
Disapproved. Stamp.
What are you gonna do? Want to fight about it?
Well, that's the worst things of the year. I hope that we gave you a good selection We're going to move on to best things, though. And just to reiterate, mine was Ted Cruz, so that's why I'm not going.
He is a bad part of the year.
Frank, you want to start us off again with your bottom? Your bottom best?
Put your
let
bottom out there.
let me start things with my bottom, as I often
As you usually do.
As I am known to do.
Wow.
As I am wont to do. All those apply, really.
Ought, I think.
Ought. My number 1.
What?
Number 3.
Your third best.
Third best?
Yeah.
My third best. For me, it's going to be the Texas Senate race. Ha! Ha ha ha.
Plot twist.
Because, as I said earlier, there's many ways to look at this thing, you know what I mean? And Beto got
Pretty
way...
far.
He got too close. He got way more close than he should have for running in Texas as a Democrat. You know what I mean? It was 48 to 50?
Yeah.
48.3 to 50.9?
It almost seems like a joke before this race.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know?
Crazy.
Like,
And that was just
for
like
someone to get
really
that far.
cool to see.
It is cool.
It was like,
Definitely.
oh my. Like in Texas, this dude like gave this guy a run for his money.
Yeah, like it shouldn't have even been a competition. And the same thing happened with Andrew Gillum in Florida.
And I
He
bet
was,
you
like,
Ted
way
Cruz was
too
sweating.
close.
Do lizards sweat? No,
Oh,
they're
I'm
like
sure.
cold-blooded, right?
No, they're cold-blooded, yeah. They
Well,
need that.
One thing
They need
too
that
is,
warmth.
Ted Cruz's campaign manager put out a statement saying like, if Beto O'Rourke runs for president, Trump better watch out because this guy is like not gonna just sit down. He's gonna try and visit every county in the United States or something insane like that.
Yeah.
I bet he would.
Yeah,
he would
probably
try.
would.
Yeah, he
and
would
he'd
really
live
try,
stream
man.
the whole thing.
And that's the thing. He has the initial support now. Like, he could do it, you know? He at least has a lot of Texas's support.
And like Beyonce was shouting him out, LeBron James was shouting him
Yeah,
out.
he
like,
picked up a lot of
he's-
national
he's-
coverage.
Yeah,
man.
he's got national attention.
All the talk shows.
So I don't know. I just thought that was super cool. And that's just my way of saying, like, there's always the good that comes with the bad. You can't just concentrate on the bad.
We were this close to making Texas different.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
And that's the thing that bummed me out. But at the same time, like, wow, we were super
That's
close
true.
there.
Yeah.
We were real close. Who knows?
Anything
Who
could
knows,
happen.
man?
That's crazy. Me?
You.
See,
Okay, so third best thing to happen this year. I'm just going to go ahead and say Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
well, that's
Yeah,
pretty high
you know?
up there.
That was a great surprise.
Agreed.
That was
Yeah.
awesome. I didn't try and keep up with the development of it because I think actually David and I had like a conversation about this not long ago about talking like there's so many ways to keep on the pulse about things that are coming out that it's hard to be surprised with things that are coming out. It's hard to be surprised with like how things are coming out. And I think purposely, I was a huge fan of Red Dead Redemption 1.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd play for hours. Sometimes I would just get lost playing the card games. I would just play poker for hours on it.
And I mean, if you're going to complete the thing and if you're not going to complete the thing, why are you even playing the thing?
Exactly.
You're going to have to sit down at those tables and play some cards.
Seriously. And the story was amazing. The story
Got
was
trophies
great.
to get.
Yeah.
John Marston's story was dope. And I thought that Red Dead Redemption 2, although it does have its faults, was pretty incredible and a huge like achievement for gaming. I think it's just incredible how massive that game is. I still haven't even came near to finishing it, and I've probably put in like in consecutive days, like at least like a week or two, like
Oh
it
my
was
gosh.
consecutive.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Yeah, and I haven't been able to sit down and complete playing it, but now we can posse up, and we're going to. But I mean, the graphics are incredible, the story is incredible, the voice acting is amazing. Yeah. I mean, you really get the feeling and sense that you're in this world. My one hink on it is the weapon selection wheel. Honestly, that's like it like slows you down, and I've died a dumb amount of times.
It's a little cumbersome.
When I talked
item
to you,
selection.
you started playing it before any of us, and when I talked to you about it, that was like exactly what you told me, and it's really nice to see that's still the way you feel
Consistency,
Yeah.
you know. I still hate it.
I just don't.
about it. I really
like,
don't hate it at all. It's like, I don't know. After trying to figure out Fortnite's like building and switching back before between everything,
my
it just feels so
goodness.
simple.
Really?
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never played Fortnite, so I really don't.
The wheel's a little confusing. I've kind of gotten used to it. To be honest, there's two things I still kind of don't really understand. One is the health stamina bars and the little heart in the middle, and then like the wheel.
Oh, your core.
And I know the
Yeah,
core
your core.
recharges, right?
No,
your
you
core,
have to feed your core.
affects how you recharge
Yeah.
the outside.
Yeah.
So the lower your core is,
You
like
need
it
to
doesn't
sleep,
recharge itself.
eat,
You have to
make sure
you
you're
have to
up to
eat or
weight.
sleep to
Yeah.
recharge your core. Those are the only
Yeah.
ways to like do it.
Exactly. I just think that's way too much, and it's unnecessary.
I don't know.
Like, why not just give yourself a health bar, And if you haven't eaten, then your health bar just degenerates.
I agree, and
because most of the time I'm just popping those tonics anyways when I'm in a firefight or I'm trying to eat a biscuit or something. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
In a way, that's how I
what
felt
are you
about
eating biscuits for? Why don't
too.
you just have hunks of meat on you, man?
Yeah,
Well,
the meat will
that's
do a
true,
lot.
too.
The venison will do a lot.
Yeah, obviously.
But that's kind of how I felt like with Fallout New Vegas when they implemented the whole weapon condition thing in on it.
Yeah.
Which was a huge
That
bummer.
does annoy me because I forget to maintain
It's
the
a
weapon
virtual
sometimes,
weapon.
and I'm just like,
it's like...
this gun used to be really good at killing people. I feel like it's not as good as killing people right now.
Seriously.
Yeah. The part that's cool about that is that the game becomes very, like, it feels like, oh, this is what it would have been like living.
It feels
like
in
the 1800s.
Yeah,
I gotta
right,
eat. I gotta take care of my horse. I gotta take care of my gun. You gotta do all these things. I think that's pretty cool.
I think that the
Like,
hunting...
I say y'all a lot just in my regular life, but I feel like lately I've been y'alling a lot more, y'all.
Yeah.
I will say, like, the hunting aspect has been really refined in this new game. Like, you could do it in Red Dead 2, and it was like, blah, 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 go kill this, get a skin. But it's like, okay, I really need to scope out this animal, see if it already has, like, a 3-star pelt. Then I need to make sure I'm using the right gun on it, shooting it in the right place, and not stressing the animal, or else this pelt will be ruined.
Oh, yeah.
And I have spent hours hunting in that game.
Hunting is cool.
Oh, for sure. It's easy to get lost hunting.
Yeah.
Or chasing down all the legendary
legendaries.
fish.
Oh,
like,
man.
I'm like trying to complete that map out right now.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's good stuff.
It takes a lot of time.
I also like just the little details, like when you go to Saint Denis at night, there'll be like fog, and then there's all like the lamp posts.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
The whole game's beautiful.
It really is.
There's all these like people who are kind of doing, like, and this is without too big of a spoiler or anything, but there's a mission where you have to rescue Lil Jack Marsden.
Oh yeah.
And when you come back, you can literally like follow them after the mission, and like the characters go through a whole routine. Like they have a purpose. It feels really alive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I love the biomes in the map too.
Oh,
It's like, you know, you're here and it's like plateaus, or it's like some Montana part, you know, and then you go within like 20 kilometers or whatever the relative distance is on the map, and you're just like in swamp, you're in Saint Denis.
Yeah,
or like,
it's super cool.
Or,
You go up in the snow in the mountains, so you gotta make sure you have a winter coat on you.
Yeah. That's really
stuff.
cool. I really love that.
Well, and I meant to say this earlier. The one thing I just don't like about the weapon selection, I wish that every time that I like come out of a base or whatever, reload, that they would just let me keep the 2 rifles that I have on me.
The horse
And it
thing.
drives me nuts because sometimes like a mission will restart, or I'll be like caught in a situation where all of a sudden like, oh whoa, I need to shoot people and I didn't think I needed to, and then all I have is my pistol. I'm like, man,
well, that's your fault for
why
not
can't
being strapped, man.
No,
Don't get off my horse
it's a
without.
video game. It's a video game.
Don't get off your horse without.
I should
the
have all my
Put 2
weapons
weapons.
here. Yeah,
I
Keep your
shouldn't have
tools
to-
on you,
No,
man.
it's ridiculous.
Because if
I
we're
shouldn't
talking
have to
ridiculous.
pick it
if we're
every
talking
single time.
logistics,
Yeah.
all those weapons aren't going to fit on the horse anyway.
Yeah.
So it's
They're trying to
I
go for
agree.
realism, but it's already not realistic.
Yeah.
Just let me keep my bow and my rifle on my back at all the time.
Yeah.
And then if I need to trade out more, I'll go to my horse and trade him out. But I hate
agree.
literally getting caught with my pants down because I don't have like my rifle. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
That literally
This
never
is so
happens
ridiculous.
to me.
No, you're crazy. It did happen to me. saw it.
I always have like my a semi-automatic pistol and then like a sawed-off shotgun on me. So even in the few cases that I didn't have a rifle on me, I was just like, boom, you have no head. Boom, you have no head.
Yeah.
Long shot, long shot, long shot. It's simple. And now I have 2 sawed-off shotguns. And
Those are awesome.
nobody has heads anymore. It's fine.
That's true. That's true.
Heads are overrated.
It's just cumbersome.
I will
I don't
say
like it.
that one thing that was really great about this game is that it definitely gives me a lot of hope as to what Grand Theft Auto 6 will be.
Oh.
Like, wow.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? The
Well-
Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, what, 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
You know, That's true. The only thing that I think is the biggest difference between GTA and Red Dead is that Red Dead can be that deep and like livable because most of the towns are relatively small.
That's true.
Where in GTA it's always been about having this giant city that even though GTA 5 had so many like activities and things like that, most of the city is still, just a box.
Massive. And yeah.
I mean, they could make a really detailed GTA, but I feel like it would be so much smaller in scale. But I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe
Who knows what's
Rockstar's gonna
Yeah.
like do
They're
something
always
that's
pushing
literally
the
gonna be
envelope.
it's gonna be like mind blowing. It's totally possible.
I remember hearing rumors maybe like a year or so back about what they might be planning for like Grand Theft Auto 6, and I remember hearing rumors about them doing like a map of all the cities they've done which are inner
Yeah,
travel.
I've heard something about that.
Yeah.
Like it basically being like a
Like
couple
Vice City,
states where it's
San Andreas,
essentially.
and what's the New York City? Liberty City.
Yeah,
And like you get to travel between all of them via flight or whatever.
that'd be pretty crazy.
It's like insane.
We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
But you know, and maybe I don't know if maybe not a minority right now, but I've always liked Red Dead better than Grand Theft Auto. Like when Red Dead 1 came out and GTA 4 were out, I was like, man, Red Dead's way better.
Yeah, I don't like GTA 4 is not that great.
And now I love GTA 5, but after playing Red Dead 2, I would like never want to go back to
No,
GTA
there's no reason
5.
to go back
Yeah.
now. And I
It's so
played it
beautiful.
over and over again like
Yeah.
a few times. But yeah, there's no reason to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now
Not
that
anymore.
Red Dead has the online, I mean,
We'll have
I
to
don't
see.
see a real
Oh,
reason
yeah.
to go back.
Time to posse up.
I'm going to kind of piggyback on yours because my bottom 3 was just 2018 in gaming. I think it's been one of the best years
Great
in video
year,
games
yeah.
ever. And I wrote down a couple of the big ones. There's God of War, which I haven't even played.
I haven't played it yet,
but I hear
yeah.
is like epic. And
Brando,
Brandon, yeah, I'm
said
sure
it's
Brandon's
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, listen to the Miracle Man podcast. I'm sure Brandon's going to talk about it for sure. Spider-Man came out, which is just
Still haven't
excellent.
played.
Red Dead. Excuse me. We're not like huge Fortnite fans, but you can't deny like the cultural phenomenon that
Yeah.
is Fortnite. And
I mean,
it
it's such a
is-
phenomenon. We all played it for a while. We had to know what was
Yeah.
going on, and we just got murdered over and over again. You know
and
what
it's
I mean?
free.
played
It's
it.
so accessible. Like anyone can just hop in, play a few matches, and the mechanics are pretty good. I really don't like the building thing. Like, but that's I don't want to get into my feelings on Fortnite. And then of course, right at the end of the year, nice little cap on the whole thing. Super Smash Brothers
Smash
Ultimate.
Bros.
My
Smash Bros.
Ultimate.
Ultimate, man. So I don't know. To me, 2018 might be the best year in gaming. Ever?
In a while, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it depends what 19 will bring out.
The
Yeah.
last one before this, and I wrote some of the games down from that year, was 97, I think.
Ooh, that was a good year.
97
Wasn't that
was
Silent Hill?
Final Fantasy 7. It might have been Silent Hill. Final Fantasy 7.
Love that game.
I wrote Golden. Oh, GoldenEye. That's what I meant.
Boo.
Star Fox Symphony
I
of the
love
Night.
GoldenEye. I love Star Fox.
Turok.
I
Diddy
love
Kong
Turok.
Racing.
Ooh, that's a good year.
wow.
I don't know. That's a really good
Well,
year.
isn't this
dude.
the
Mega Man
N64?
Legends?
It's a fine
Isn't this like the
vintage.
64
year after
PS,
64?
PlayStation, yeah.
Wow.
Incredible games in 97, man. Incredible. Blood, that game you're
Mega
talking about
Man
earlier.
Legends is incredible.
Dude, Mega Man Legends is
Also
something
Blood.
else. But anyway, that's my number 3, Frank. What do you got for your 2? What's your middle good?
My twosies, as it will further be referred to at this point, is going to be. What is going on with my notes here?
I don't know,
Oh,
man. You're the one who wrote them.
It's
I
that
know.
one.
Just my numbering system wasn't. Sometimes I second guess my numbers and I don't know what's going on afterwards.
I don't know which one it is.
That's what's happening right now. It actually was that one. So
All
thank you for
right.
that. The
Nice one,
discovery of liquid water on Mars.
Hey.
Those of you that know me, like you two specifically, and viewers of the channel know that I love space.
Space is cool.
Space is cool
it's
as
tight.
I almost had to add some money to the dollar jar
Yeah.
right there. I was like really excited about space.
Yeah.
But space is so cool.
I'm alone.
Yeah. A group of Italian astronomers.
Italian astronomers.
They were super Italian. The Italian Space Agency, that's who did it back in July last year.
Are you sure the Italian Space Agency is a real thing?
Oh, for sure.
If I've ever heard of a made-up organization in my life,
The
before,
ISA. It's the ISA. It's
The
Italian.
It's the Italian Space Agency.
Ooh, I'm so sorry for anyone watching right now.
For our Italian Italian interviewers and our Italian viewers, apologies
Someone's
on behalf
gonna
of these
interview
two.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's allegedly, anyways. They discovered it underneath some glaciers. They call it a subglacial lake.
Wow.
Wow.
It's like a mile underneath the ice on Mars,
Right
and
on.
it spans about 10 miles like horizontally.
Incredible.
And it's the like only standing body of water that they've detected on Mars so far.
Incredible.
They found it with their super cool satellite hovering over Mars, taking radars, and they were like, wow, dude, there's water under there.
Yeah.
There's always ice. There's like permanent ice and all that on Mars. And one of the things I was learning in my research is one of the reasons there can't be surface water. Sometimes there's just really small little layers of like films of water, but the pressure is so out of whack that it just evaporates like immediately.
Isn't there barely atmosphere?
Yeah.
Too?
Weird.
There's barely
Okay,
any
yeah.
atmosphere.
That's what the end of Total Recall taught me.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
When Arnold's eyes were about to pop out of his socket.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah, super cool stuff.
That is cool, man.
That is
Very
cool.
exciting.
Science.
As
Science.
a top 18.
Yeah.
If I've ever
Science
heard
is
one.
cool, kids.
Science
Never
is
forget
cool.
that.
And it's real.
We need to start something
is
every
real.
time we talk about science, like a little party thing or like a little dance break. We'll just do a little dancing in our seat.
A science dance.
Science dance.
Have like some beakers and stuff.
Yeah. I have beakers. Okay. Plans for the future. What do you got?
Number twosies for me. Just gonna lay it down, and I'm gonna say,
Lay it down, man. You got a bass? You got a bass over here, or what?
Automata 1 and 2 from Between the Bird and Me.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Those of you that don't know us, we are all Between the Bird and Me fans. Frank and I have bonded over Between the Bird and Me since high school.
I don't feel that close.
Well, we like it.
I wouldn't say bonded.
That being said,
but okay.
personally, I did not like Between the Bird and Me's previous album to these two, Coma Ecliptic. It's more of a space rock kind of album.
They were alright, but they didn't grab me like the old stuff, like any of the old stuff.
No,
does.
I had to like sit and
Older.
want to watch it, want to listen to it. When I was listening to Coma Ecliptic, Brando's all about it. I don't like it. I point to that because he's in the house.
Yeah.
But
Marlon Brando, just to be
Marlon
clear.
Brando.
He's
Marlon
going to be the
Brando's all
guest on
about
the
it.
comic podcast.
True.
I'm just saying that because I mean, I didn't like the last album at all, and they're one of my favorite bands of all time. So it kind of felt like a little bit. I fell off with them. Hearing Automata 1 when it came out earlier last year was just incredible. It felt a lot like the old BT Bam mixed in with like brand new elements, and it was just so fresh and good. And knowing that it was just 4 songs, and I was like, oh wow, so short, 30 minutes, but that there's going to be a second part to this album. Not only is it like pretty monumental as far as like progressive metal goes, but it's monumental in the music business model as a whole, because it's like we as a huge band threw out this huge EP. Has a lot of reception, great critical reception. Also, we're not giving you more than you can digest at once. We're going to give you this much, and then again at the end of the year, and it's just wonderful. I mean, they probably brought in all these profits that they didn't know, but it's just I'm just so glad that BT Bam sounds just as I remembered them, because I actually saw BT Bam before this album came out with Meshuggah, which was awesome, but it was. It wasn't as good as I thought because they were playing a bunch of Coma Ecliptic stuff, and I was just like bored. For the first time ever, I was bored watching BT Bam.
Yeah, this album got me almost just as excited like the first times that I was hearing Colors. You know what I mean? It was very similar feeling.
It's great. What do you think, David? Have you listened to the new one?
I've only listened to the first of the 2.
Automata 1.
That's the one with like the gallows, right?
Yes.
That's the title track.
Yeah.
Or what is it? Returned? I think no.
Condemned to the
Condemned
gallows.
Condemned to the
to the
gallows. Something
gallows.
really metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great, man.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. I haven't listened too much to the rest of that album. To be honest, this is weird, especially this is gonna be weirder coming from me. But I've listened to like way more Behemoth this year, Behemoth's new album, than I
Interesting.
have
Not
Between the Bird and
expected
Me.
that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
The last person.
Yeah.
Man, there's some metal stuff going on that Behemoth album. It's mostly because of Aguilera, who's
He loves
we've
Behemoth.
been jamming with. But yeah, big metal dude. Particularly like black metal, that kind of stuff. So I was listening to some of that in school. But yeah, some of the songs are like, wow. Between the Bird
It's
and Me,
always
that
the
was
quiet
great.
ones. Yeah.
It is always quiet ones, right? The metal people. A little bit of not my number 2, but the album that really grabbed me this year was Snail Mail, Lush. It's a song by It's a band that's I showed you some of this.
Yeah.
She's like a 19-year-old songwriter. And it's indie band, indie alternative. I mean, what do any of these words even mean anymore? But the songs are all kind of like, pretty straightforward rock, and the message behind them is very youthful, very like the possibilities are endless. There's something, when you hear those records and it kind of captures a certain age, like you listen to Nevermind and it sounds like being like 14 years old or something.
Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe it's our association of being that age.
Of being
but,
14.
But there's something about that album when you listen to it, it sounds like being in your early 20s or something, or like leaving home and going to college for the first time. It's got like that kind of
optimism.
And optimism,
it's definitely
it has been broken by the world yet.
Yeah.
But I think she's going to be an interesting artist to check out. Really good singer.
Interesting.
Good guitar work. But yeah, I just want to toss that in there too.
That sounds awesome.
It was a good album.
Yeah.
I meant to talk about this when you were doing your bottoms, but man, the new Death Cab album was definitely a bummer.
Yeah,
But-
kind of a bummer. It's very polished. It doesn't sound like Death Cab.
Yeah.
Ben Gibbard, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like he's singing like himself anymore.
Well, his voice really changed. It seems
Yeah.
like his whole register is different,
He's very nasally,
which
now.
has to be
He's,
like
super-
frustrating as a singer. Like
Yeah.
that can't be good.
But they're also trying a very.
I've lost it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're trying a very poppy but like Smith's vibe at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and it just doesn't sound right. And I really want him to be sad again. I guess he's kind of sad, but like I don't
Not
know.
sad enough.
Not sad enough.
Something tragic needs to
Weird
happen.
thing. Yeah, it's a weird thing to say.
Hey man, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I was joking for the record, but I agree with Danny.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, go ahead and backpedal.
I'm a Coheed and Cambria fan, and when he got married and things started going right, bad albums. But when things were bad,
Fair enough.
good albums.
Well, he did get divorced from Zooey Deschanel, but it didn't work out. Like
Yeah.
his music didn't get better.
Well, that was a good album. Kintsugi was a decent album.
yeah, it
It's
was.
better than this album.
That's true.
Yeah.
And even Kintsugi's not the strongest.
No.
Well,
Better than Cozy Keys.
sorry to derail it into like lukewarm Death Cab for Cutie, but my number 2 thing this year.
What was your number
Are you
2
okay,
thing this
Frank?
year? I caught like a super huge yawn. And,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just tear up when I yawn every time.
I caught your eyes.
So it probably
and
looks like I'm crying,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
dude, I was
every
like,
time.
wow, he's
Every
gonna-
time I yawn,
It's because
I'm
we're
like,
talking
he's like,
smack
you know
on
what?
Death
Ben
Cab.
Gibbard deserves to be happy.
yeah.
How
If I
dare you
hit,
feed off his sadness?
if I hit a super hard yawn, you'll see that like dramatic one tear. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that about me, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
every
seen that
time I
before.
yawn, super teary.
It's like the Native American.
I was holding it back for a
Twitter.
second, and I was like, oh, maybe I could hold this. But every time I tried to hold back a yawn and make a terrible face, and last time you zoomed in on it, so I was like, I'll just yawn.
That's true. This is my fault.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll take that one. My number 2 for great things last year is actually this podcast. I put this thing down. The channel in general.
That's so
Uh-huh.
cute.
I thought that we did
Wait.
a lot of really good work in
Cue
2018.
the music. La-da-da. Something wholesome.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I can do that.
I could do that.
Put something in there.
I'll sing it if I have to. I just think that our production has stepped up so much. I mean, a lot of it obviously is like financial investment, but it's also like time investment, kind of working together, making a creative project. And not to sound like I'm tooting my own horn or anything, but
Toot that horn, David.
well, we've gotten to the point where the product is pretty high quality. Like it doesn't look like, you know, oh, all we have is an iPhone and we're trying to film this in our bathroom or something. You know what I mean?
Well, although we've never shot in the bathroom, maybe
Yeah.
we should try that.
That'd be really echoey. A lot of
Just
bouncing.
take some of these panels in there, man.
Be a little smelly after me.
Oh my gosh. Well, you wouldn't have to go for a bathroom break. But in all,
These are points.
in all seriousness, I just think that, you know, we consume media so quickly, and whether that would be, you know, listening to songs on Spotify, watching stuff on Netflix or YouTube, you make a decision really quick whether or not, you know, this is going to be something you want to invest your time into. So, you know, if you're like a local artist or and that could be a musician or, you know, physical artist, I think it's always worth it to put in the extra time and sometimes unfortunately money, which is part of it not being accessible.
Yeah, it's part of
But
the deal.
You if you were to listen to your friend's demo or something of like an audio track and it just wasn't good, like the mix wasn't good, the recording quality wasn't good, even if the song is good, you're gonna be kind of like, ugh.
I don't want to listen to this.
And sure, like lo-fi has its own genre now and everything, but you watch a YouTube video, you can make up your mind the first 10 seconds whether or not you're gonna. And for me, most of the time, it's quality. So
Yeah.
I just I think we're in a good spot. I think it's gonna be a good year for old David and Frank and Brandon and Danny and Beans.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good year.
All of them and the
Yeah,
beans.
and with the new
Can't forget the
team,
beans.
Everyone behind it, it's good stuff. So, anyways, cheers.
Cheers.
Also, Halloween.
Boo.
Shout out, solid movie. Franklin, what's your number 2?
Well, it's number 3 time actually.
It is number 3 time.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I'm so
it's number
confused.
3 time. Wait.
Well, one of yours was already taken. One of yours was already taken from your bests, I think.
No, I just skipped. This
Hold
should be
on.
the number 1.
I did Mars on Water.
Yeah.
No, because I did
You
Texas.
did do Mars on
yeah.
Water.
My third, because my third was Texas Senate Race. My
Yes.
2 was Discovery of Mars on Water. So now we're to number 1 time, right?
Mine was
Just-
Red
yes.
Dead.
Your number 2
Oh,
was
yours
Discovery
was
of Mars on
gaming.
Water. Yeah.
Yours was gaming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ours was virtually the same.
Okay. Wow, we're just like.
We need to wrap this up.
I know, my goodness, our break is really showing. You know what I mean? We're like out of the flow here. My God. So, anyways, my number 1 was actually adding these new characters to the channel here. You know what I mean? We got Brandon here. We pulled Danny in.
Frank, we got 3 together.
Yeah,
What?
it's good stuff, man.
Yeah,
lining
wow,
up
guys.
all the way. It's good stuff. But I'm just really happy the team's growing. We've made these moves. There's like more things to come. We're working on new segments. It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Happy to be here, guys.
I agree.
And if you're watching or listening, thank you for watching or listening.
Yeah, for
You know?
real.
It's been
That's good stuff.
as a
You
listener.
did a great job too last year and this year. You'll do great this year.
Yeah. for
As
sure.
a contributor contributor / listener, now turned part of the podcast. Very thankful. So thank you for welcoming me on.
Of course.
Yeah.
But we're actually going to have to let you go.
Wow.
I didn't want to say
And
anything
that's
on the
a- it's
podcast,
really
but Frank
good-
was really adamant about it.
Well, I didn't want to bring it up, but there's another podcast that's actually going to offer me a little bit more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that works for you
benefits.
then.
I mean,
Got to get those bennies, though.
get those bennies in.
Let's get this bread.
We're out. So we're in the enrollment period, so this is actually great.
What was your number 1?
What was your number 1?
of 2019, Danny?
Guys, I gotta say, very firm on this one. I will say, because I am a huge, monumental horror fan.
Okay.
I love psychological horror and all supernatural
I think
horror.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Hereditary, coming out in 2018,
Hmm.
was... I think it definitely changed the course of modern horror. Modern horror has kind of taken a dip, and it's been very stagnant, kind of plateaued. There's like a formula for it, definitely, mostly of what Blumhouse puts out. But I will say that solid A24 usually has some pretty good. The production studio usually has some really good films, horror films. They had The Witch.
Mm-hmm.
They had
This is the same director.
It Comes
as
at Night.
Hereditary.
no.
It's not?
No, Ari Aster, this is his first directorial debut. And he also had a huge hand in like production. He had a huge hand in the cinematography. This is like his baby, and he's apparently been
Interesting.
working on this for a long time.
There's no one who's related in those two? Is it like maybe a writer or something? I could
I
have
mean,
sworn there
sure,
was a name that
there's
was
a
linked
production. The
together.
production's a lot of the same from The Witch.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and It Comes out at night, whatever it's called. It Comes at Night.
It Comes at Night, yeah.
It comes at night.
Which was a decent movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the casting in this movie, incredible. The execution is incredible. The story is amazing. Like, the atmosphere is incredible. I rewatched it again last week to keep it fresh, and it's still just a spicy meatball of horror.
Nice.
And
a spicy
that's cool,
meatball
man.
of horror.
Seriously,
Stamp it.
It is great. I would recommend it to anyone who likes horror.
I still need to watch it, actually.
I haven't
I've
seen it
heard
yet either.
nothing but good things about it.
I would
Yeah.
say it's definitely like a sit down and watch film. It's not as much as a sit down and watch film as Annihilation, which is also on my list from 2018. Amazing film.
But do they have blindfolds?
No, they don't, which is the best part.
You really hit like an old man head shake when you're asking the question. I really,
do
for those
they
of
have
you who are just
blindfolds?
listening and not watching, you're missing out. That was a good one.
That was a good
Imagine a sassy head tilt.
I could
yeah, it
feel
was
it.
really nice.
That being said, Jordan Peele's also on the peak of really great horror as
Yeah.
well.
Oh yeah, that guy's doing some good stuff.
There's a new trailer for his new film coming out too.
Yeah, it looks exciting.
which looks awesome.
Yeah. I got 5 on it.
Yeah, and I don't know.
That's all I can sing of that song on this channel.
It was great, and definitely made. I mean, it was one of those movies that I'd been waiting to watch for a long time, and when I saw it, it was like, wow, paid off completely. Definitely wasn't what I was expecting, but blew my expectations out of the water.
I'll have to watch it, man.
Yeah, I think it's a monumental film.
I mean, my movie of the year is obviously Bird Box. It's a masterpiece in storytelling.
Did they do storytelling in Bird
I don't
Box?
know if there was storytelling.
That's really cool, man. I need to watch Hereditary. I don't think I saw. I saw Halloween. Obviously, I have a little glass here from Alamo Draft
That
House.
was great.
Yeah, it was-
Yeah, I really
all
enjoyed the
good.
new
Awesome.
Halloween. The Halloween franchise is mostly trash.
Mm-hmm.
And if you
A lot of
disagree
it.
with me, well, you know what? Tough luck, dude, because you're wrong. I'm definitively right on this.
Sucks to be wrong.
More than half of the Halloween movies are bad. And you could say, well, Friday the 13th is corny, but it's like, well, yeah, but the movie's watchable.
Mm-hmm.
Some of Halloween is legit. Can't watch. And then there's people like hating on this movie. It was great.
That was
How
a
many
good
are
movie.
It's one of the best
Is this
ones.
number 9 if including the reboot?
This is 11.
Woo!
It's the 11th Halloween film.
Wow.
10 bad films.
Yeah, well,
8.
I would say that 1 and 2 are great.
Okay.
Must-sees. 3 and 4, Garbaggio. 5 and 6... 5 and 6 are kind of good. They have this child actress who you would right away you would think that's a bad thing, but she gives a really good performance. And while they're not great movies, they're pretty good. Then after that, you get into this like Paul Rudd territory. That's not good.
Oh, the Paul Rudd stuff.
H2O.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest now. I might have some of these numbers mixed up. I just finished watching all of them, and I can't even get it straight. And you know what? H2O is probably like the 4th or 5th best movie in that series.
Wow.
Which is saying something because that movie's
that
not
was a
that
bad
great.
movie. Yeah.
And then I watched, I rewatched the Rob Zombie one, which I thought was pretty good, but it's too much.
Yeah. Rob
Zombie
likes to
can be
take
too
it
much.
over.
He's too
Yeah,
much.
he likes to take it over the
Yeah,
top.
I'm just not into that, but
Definitely not a minimalist.
that's cool, man.
He's all about the nudity and he's all about the
He's an exhibitionist, is what it is.
Like
He's way
because it's like his wife's nudity most of the time.
Yeah.
weird.
It's usually all of his movies are like that.
yeah.
Rob, you freak.
Well, the saddest thing too is that like the little girl who played, and I can't remember this character's name. It was in Halloween 4 and 5 maybe, or 5 and 6. I can't remember which Halloweens it is. I'm sorry. There's 2 with the little girl. They're the okay ones. She actually comes back and plays one of the Jodie Foster character. Not Jodie Foster. One of the Jamie Lee Curtis characters in the remake, though.
Yeah.
You know how she has the teen friends who get murdered or whatever, obviously.
Yeah.
She plays one of the teen friends because now she's grown up from being a little girl to being like 20-something. But then she gets like naked and the whole thing feels even worse.
Like, no, we knew you when you were a kid.
Yeah. And she's like super naked in the Rob Zombie one, and it just makes you feel gross. It's like, oh no, this little girl was such a good actress, and like, and then sleazy Rob Zombie got in here.
Yeah.
I'm sure that movie is produced by the Weinstein Company too, which when you look back now, even worse.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's like, I don't even want to touch the Rob Zombie ones anymore. They make me feel disgusting.
I did not know that at all.
Great fight scene with
Cripes
Ken
even.
Faree though. There's good stuff
Yikes,
in
and
that
cripes.
scene.
Oof.
I'm sorry, I got super sidetracked.
No, but I did not know that.
I
That's
was laughing because
crazy.
in my head I was like, and that's why we had to cut out all that's interesting because I knew that this was going to happen.
Did you have a favorite movie of the year, Frank?
My favorite movie of the year. What was my favorite thing that I watched this year? Because I don't even know what we all saw like in theaters.
Still trying
Halloween
to
was
get you all
obviously
to
pretty
watch
good.
Pacific Rim.
Mandy.
Yeah, I still need to see Mandy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna you just gave me this rule. I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna say my favorite movie of the year was Haunting a Hill House, which isn't even a movie, but
I
just
was
a
just about to
Netflix
say.
experience.
Yeah,
Just
man.
my golly, Miss Molly, how
Excellent.
good was that series?
Amazing.
Excellent, man.
It was great.
Great
Yeah.
pacing.
I mean, so many feels, laughter,
Oh,
terror,
One of
just
the few
cries,
films.
so many cries.
The hype lives up to the good.
Oh,
the
yeah.
quality of the film. It's good.
Just amazing.
I was actually going to do the same thing. I was going to be like, if it counts, Haunting of Hill House. If it doesn't count.
Did you finish it already?
Oh, yeah. I finished it.
nice.
All right.
Great. Beautiful.
Beautiful ending. Yeah.
If it
Oh,
doesn't
my.
count,
Yeah.
though, Into the Spider-Verse is probably my favorite movie I've seen
I
this
didn't
year.
see it yet.
It is fantastic.
Is that 2019? It's 2018.
Oh,
2018.
wait. Did it come out in 2019?
No, I'm sure.
Or did it come out in December?
I think it's 2018.
I hope it's 2018. If
think
not,
so.
you know what? I thought Avengers was great. I'm looking forward to the next one,
That
too.
was an awesome
And
part
I
of
can't
2018
believe that
as well.
I was 2018. It seems like
Yeah.
such a long time ago.
You know, I don't normally enjoy superhero movies, but we wanted to go see it, and it was entertaining. What are you
good
going to
time.
do?
It's
Yeah.
fun.
It's the crossover event of this
It better be. There's a lot of money behind that thing.
Star-Lord messed up.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was rewatching that movie the other day. I was like, oh, come on, dude.
I know.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Well, let me just cap this thing out with my number one. My number one for 2018 was finishing my first year of teaching, everybody.
Hey.
Yeah, get it done.
Yeah, right? It was great. Oh, thank you.
Golf story
Thank you.
clap.
Legit, it's a great job, everyone. It sounds so corny. People always are like, get a job where it doesn't feel like you ever have to work. That's what work feels like, really. Most
that's
days is
awesome.
like, I'm just here.
That's
Let's
good.
do this thing. Now, obviously, there's some students who may be more of a handful than others, but got great students, got great people. Teaching rocks, everyone. Give me some more money, though. But teaching rocks. That's it.
Feel.
Well, let's do this. Let's hop over to Peeps and Predicts.
Well, actually, I need to clean up my third of
we
the
have a
bottom,
prediction.
which
Yeah.
it's my prediction really, which
Yeah.
is kind of that's interesting.
Interesting.
So
Okay,
which
wow.
is interesting. We had to cut it out.
Oh, Frank.
I brought it back.
Frank, you devil.
God.
God,
I cut the brakes.
sometimes life presents you with an opportunity, and it's just really exciting to seize the opportunity. So I just want to talk to you guys about something really quick, which leads to me for some predictions for the year, but I also think is just mighty interesting. And what do you know? I'm going to talk about space a little bit more.
Oh, dude, I like
Let's
space.
talk about some space.
Space is
more
cool.
specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, here we go.
Let's do this. So last week, and by the time you're listening to this, it'll be 2 weeks,
weeks
ago.
from now,
Yeah,
Last
because we're recording
week.
this on the 15th.
Well, it's going to be out this Sunday, but
This Sunday. Well, that would be next week.
Oh,
It depends
well,
if
it
you're
depends
doing
on what
biblical calendar.
Yeah, it depends which calendar you're on.
Which I'm obviously not referring to.
Sunday is the weekend.
Dear
But
Lord.
go ahead and continue.
All right, everybody calm down. Everybody calm down in the comment section. Everybody chill, bro. So last week,
Okay.
some astronomers in British Columbia at the Chime Observatory.
It's a fake observatory if I've ever heard one.
It's real.
No, I'm just joking.
Google it.
I'm just over here questioning European astronomy.
Oh, it's not American.
They have these like miles and miles of antennas set up along with their telescopes, and last week they noticed something very interesting.
Oh, that is interesting.
It is interesting. Thank you all for listening. Watch our other videos. Like, share, and subscribe. If you want to shoot us an email, davidandfrankandbeans@gmail.com, go ahead and do that. Goodbye. Okay, so they detected a repeating pattern of radio waves. Something like this has only happened one other time, like in our known history. It's super exciting. It came from 1.5 billion light years away, and radio waves take a really long time to travel through space. But still, they think something might be trying to reach out to us, which is very exciting. So my prediction for 2019, let's talk to some aliens, y'all. And I talked about previously in Oh, That's Interesting, I talked to another group who was trying to contact aliens, and they think they're going to be able to do it through the use of very high-powered lasers because it's going to travel a lot faster than the radio waves. But they're a couple years out.
They're gonna use Morse code or what?
It would suck for them to put in all this work and then they just get beat by they were just like, oh no, we were already on our way. We were like
I'm
around
confused
the block.
though. Isn't if it's 1.5 billion light years away and you're going to contact them with a laser which travels the speed of light, it would still take 1.5 billion years for the information to reach there.
Yes, but
1.5
radio
billion
waves
years,
take
or is it
even longer. But
because
light
it's-
years,
yeah.
not Earth years.
I see what you're saying.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Which would take longer though than Earth years.
Does it? I don't know the math.
Light
Well,
years
I'm pretty sure a light year is the distance that light could travel
in
one
one
year. And
in
that
one
year is
Earth
our
year.
Earthican year.
Yeah.
So how far is
Yeah.
that distance?
Well, it's pretty far, but what I'm saying is 1.5 billion light years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
We'd still have
That's
to wait
3
1.5
years,
billion
3
years.
Yeah.
Well, it would be 1.5 billion years until that.
Yes, but
unless I'm
this-
totally messing up my
But
science.
this radio
which is very
wave hit
possible.
us, so who
Comment.
knows how...
Comment.
Comment below. If you know math and
Throw the math.
numbers,
Yeah.
throw the math down in the comment section below. Check it out later. Maybe it'll clear some things up for me.
Or send us hate
Aliens.
mail. That's fine.
Hey,
Do
but
whatever you want.
that's exciting. So that's quite a prediction for
exciting.
2019.
Either way.
Aliens.
I'm down for aliens. I'm down for them to come over here and just
Every
tell
time
us
I
we're doing
read something
anything
like
wrong.
this, I just picture a dude like this long strip of paper that came out of this machine that was beeping and booping, just running down a hallway to go tell like Gary, who's on his lunch break, like,
Yeah. I can see that.
Gadzooks.
Gary. Puts all the Coke cans off the desk. Gary, look at this.
Gary's just passed out on his.
Yeah, he gets
on
up.
his-
He's like a little hungover. He's like, "Oh, what is this again? Oh, you probably
Lights
just
up a
calculated
cigarette
the
as he
numbers
does it.
wrong." No, Gary, look, the numbers aren't wrong. My God.
You might
And
be
then
onto something here,
Independence Day 3 starts. Bam. I haven't seen 2. Well, listeners, this actually
You don't
gets us
need
into our
to see
next
it.
thing.
Independence Day 2 is one of those sequels that's like, hey, you remember the first one?
Oh, well.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, it's trash.
Independence Day 1's not that great of a movie. Hot take.
It's alright.
It was okay in the 90s.
It was okay in the 90s.
Yeah. Originally, we were going to have a bet. So we were all going to make a prediction for 2019, and then put a little bit of money in and see who was closest to their prediction at the end of the year. But Danny and I kind of flipped the boat on this thing. Are we still doing this?
We franked
Did we
it.
agree to this?
We franked it.
franked Frank.
What do you mean?
We franked Frank.
About
Yeah,
the Game of Thrones
here.
prediction.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know that's interesting. This is,
But I'm saying-
your guys' fault, really. You know what I mean?
I'm
franked
saying
it.
you have a prediction, though, for Game of Thrones, right?
No, I don't. You just sprung this on me when I got here. You know what I mean? This is just going to be a discussion for
Okay.
me.
Well, how about Danny and I are in on this bet?
Okay.
And how about we both put up $15 since Frank's not here? So the winner will get $30.
All right.
Does that seem
I'm
reasonable?
down.
Okay.
How about
Well, the
this?
winner will get $15.
$30
Well, that's
or a fat meal at a restaurant.
At El Paso's finest Arby's.
Deal. You know what? How about this? Yeah. Whoever wins has to pay for the other guy's dinner.
That's a good
seems,
deal.
That seems classy.
That's a good deal.
All right.
Too jazzy?
Deal. Too jazzy? Well, you know what? So we'll have to have Frank be the mediator too, because who knows of the
I can be the mediator.
the multiplicities of possibilities that are going to be at the end of Game of Thrones. Frank's going to have to be the one who says, "Well, you know what? Such and such was closer because of yada 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 yada."
I'll probably say something just like that.
Harsh Game of Thrones spoilers, everyone. 10 minutes. If
Yes.
you're not caught up, don't listen to this next 10 minutes.
Get out of here.
Cut now.
We're talking what we think is going to
We're all
happen at
caught
the
up.
very end of Game of Thrones.
Get the little loopy thing. Just keep hitting it.
Sir, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Side note, I will say I'm very excited because now I know when the date is coming out. And now I can rewatch the entire series for the 7th time.
Oh my gosh.
And begin.
Yeah.
Okay, well, obviously, what I think is going to happen, well, not so obvious, but what I think is going to happen is Jon and Dany both are going to die. Jon and Dany's going to die. Sansa's going to die. Or Arya's going to die. Probably Arya. I'd say Arya's going to die.
Okay.
Cersei might be left over. Jaime's going to die. Tyrion is also going to die. Tyrion's going to die. Jorah's going to die.
Okay, so who's winning?
Oh, who's going to win?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are going to die.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to die. I thought we were talking about who's going to die.
But we're talking about whatever you think happens at the end.
Yeah, how do you think they're closing this thing out?
Well, first things first, obviously, the White Walker's going to hit Winterfell
Okay.
within the first 2 episodes. That's what's going to happen. They may have to retreat from Winterfell.
There's 6 episodes, right?
Yes.
The end? Okay.
6 episodes at 90 minutes each, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah, they're gonna hit Winterfell first. They're gonna retreat. I think that Cersei's gonna try to pull the old 1-2 within the first 2 episodes.
The whole 1-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's gonna pull a trick on them. I do think that Cersei's gonna live out until there's 6 episodes till the 5th episode.
Huh. Okay.
I think she might die. Like I think they'll kill her.
Okay.
Unless they try and do the GRRM, like switch over and keep her over. But I don't think the Night King will die until the halfway of the 6th episode.
Wow. Tanny's getting so specific. Okay. This
yeah.
is
Yeah,
exciting.
really specific.
This is exciting.
I'm saying.
It was Jon at Castle Black with the nightstick.
Yeah, I think that Jon's gonna die in battle. I think Dany's gonna die in childbirth.
That'd be really lame.
I think it's when it's gonna happen.
Unless it's like a full-grown dragon.
I mean, I can go
Pretty
over who's
gnarly.
gonna die now. I think all the dragons are gonna be gone. Obviously, by the end of the story, all the dragons have to die in order for there to be peace. They're trying to break the wheel, and there can only be a wheel with power, and that's like unobtainable power. Is like the dragon. Like so, unless you're a Targaryen, or otherwise, I don't think they're gonna be able to keep dragons in the story. Like to keep peace going on, no one's gonna have dragons. One of them's already dead. You got 2 more. Pretty sure they're both gonna die in combat. What about you?
Wait, so who wins?
Yeah,
though?
who wins?
Who's on the Iron Throne?
Who's staying on top?
Because it sounds like everyone died.
I'd
It feels like you're saying Cersei.
okay. I would say that it's probably gonna be Arya or Sansa on the Iron Throne.
All right. If you got to put your money on it, who is
Sansa.
it? Okay.
Okay.
But you're saying could be both. More
It's one
so
of the
Sansa.
younger sisters.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the younger Starks.
I'll remember that for my judging.
All right, here's my predictions. I'll try and match Danny's specificity. As far as when the White Walkers show up, I'm gonna say episode 4.
Whoa, really?
I think the first 3 episodes are gonna be a lot of build up. final kind of preparations.
Are you talking shows up to Winterfell, or are you talking shows up to King's Landing?
Oh, well, let me give you my grand vision over here.
Okay.
I think that in
Hit us
4
with it,
in
David.
4 they'll probably show up at Winterfell. And there might be a battle. I'm going to say there's not going to be a battle. And I might even go further to say as they leave Winterfell before the White Walkers show up, because they know that there's no chance. The show will end in King's Landing, and it's going to end with all of the cast being in the same place, ready to fight this thing, like as a united front. Although obviously Cersei's going to be, with her own kind of agenda, kind of using the group just for the. Just because she knows that she can't defeat them on their own, but is waiting to kind of stab them in the back at whatever
For sure.
opportunity is presented. I think that Jaime Lannister is going to kill Cersei because he's going to find out about Cersei's decisions and how she's kind of led to the death of all of their children, if you think about it. And
It's a poetic ending.
he's gonna end up killing her. He will die as well. Tyrion will live. I think Tyrion's going to be alive. I think, and maybe I'm being too optimistic, but I think the good guys might end up on top at the end of Game of Thrones, but maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think the Hound is going to kill the Mountain.
God, I hope.
Because he's gonna see that his brother's been transformed, and I'm gonna go so far as to say that like he's even gonna die in some implication that he's protecting Arya, and then after the Hound kills the Mountain, he'll be kind of like damaged or like in rough shape himself, and then Arya will kill the Hound. So the list will be complete. I think Sansa's too annoying, but unfortunately I think she'll be the one who lives.
She's like a crowd favorite.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't like
she's
that
a terrible
character.
actress.
But I think she might end up I think you're right about Jon dying, although and my number one prediction would be that Jon and Cersei power couple their way to the Iron Throne.
Jon and Cersei or Jon and Dany?
Or Jon and Dany, sorry.
That would be
that
a
would
weird
be a
That would be
twist.
weird.
Yeah.
That'd be a twist. No,
Whoa.
they're going to end up together using the power, the ice, the fire. They'll be like, let's kill things. I think Drogon's the one who's alive still, right?
He's still alive.
I am going to say Drogon kills the ice dragon. The other dragon dies in the battle. And if anyone lives, it'll be Drogon. But I think you might be right there, too. The dragon's not going to make it through the final battle. Jon kills the Night King. And... No, you know what? I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say that Bran kills the Night King. That's what I'm going to go with. Bran's power is going to be something pivotal to being able to control the
What if Sam
White
kills the
Walkers.
Night King?
That'd be
No,
dope, too.
Sam's going to read a
No,
book
he
for most of the
can.
season.
Yeah.
And then he'll be
He's
like,
done surviving.
Oh, fellas.
Yeah.
Who else did I miss?
Jorah's gonna die.
Oh,
Easily.
Jorah's dead for sure. Jorah's so dead.
Bron's gonna die.
All
probably.
of the little, like, they're all dead.
Yeah.
Littlefinger is going to die.
Do you think Brienne's
He's
gonna
already
die?
dead.
Oh, he is already
Yeah.
dead. Oops, yeah.
What about Brienne?
Brienne of Tarth will
She'll
die
die.
protecting the family.
Yeah.
Probably
She's
Sansa.
sworn to Sansa
Yeah.
now, and she'll probably die in the Battle of
protecting Sansa.
Winterfell. I think she'll die in the Battle
Yeah.
of Winterfell.
That's my predictions, Frank.
Okay.
We shall see.
I wasn't taking notes, and I don't know if we have this on record in any other type of media, so hopefully I
Unfortunately.
remember all those things.
Yeah.
We'll see. Okay, and let us know what your Game of Thrones predictions are, everyone. Let's talk about
Throw them
this
down
thing.
in the comments.
We need to do a Game of Thrones podcast.
You've got less than 3 months,
Yeah.
so hit it up.
And look, even if you listen to that whole thing and you were like, you know what? I don't watch Game of Thrones. I don't care listening to these spoilers. Just get on it right now. Because you're gonna be upset with yourself for not watching Game of Thrones and being like, I missed it when it came out. And I bet you that even if you watch it and you heard all these spoilers, you're not gonna remember any of these names.
True.
You're gonna start
There's
that show.
so
There's
many
gonna be
names.
like 40 people. You're gonna be like, what is any? What
It's
is any
gonna
of
fill
this?
your head with a bunch of names that,
Yeah.
like, in the end, they're all just gonna die anyways.
And they
so.
all sound the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is possibly going to be one of the biggest television moments in history.
Yeah.
This final season.
Oh, yeah.
It'll either cap it off as a fantastic series, but I mean, man, if they fumble the ending of Game of Thrones, talk about like the greatest disappointment ever.
They did like decent in season 7, but I still feel like it was a lot of a fumble. A lot of it.
7 wasn't as good as some of the other ones.
Oh,
The
no.
pacing was weird.
Season
and now that
4
it's,
was the last real just dynamite.
it's like 6
season.
episodes. It's gonna need to be super tight.
Well, it feels like in the story, it's like it's time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
it is
It's
going
good to
go.
down.
This
Like
It's the final chapter.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
it ended off with like the
wall.
The walkers are like past the wall. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's less than a day's
Yeah.
journey to Winterfell.
Yeah, the Night's Watch spent like 5 billion on that wall,
Yeah.
and the White Walkers just destroyed it.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's
With
like you can
magic.
just get through walls or go over them or go around them,
You know,
under them.
someone once said, if there's a wall in front of you, go through it, go over it.
Yeah.
Just get around it.
But get through that concrete wall. That's what I heard one time. I don't know who said that.
Someone in a doctor's robes that does not have a doctorate.
Is it time, mateys?
It's time.
Is it time for peeps and
Speaking
predicts?
of predicts.
Cue the music. Oh, wow. I
Different
just got the
type
other
of
channel in
predicts.
here. That's so weird.
It's probably like a loose cable or something.
Ah.
Interesting.
I can hear. Yeah. Wow. Guys.
Well, I
panoramic.
have the first predict. Danny, why don't you?
Why don't you grab yourself?
Well, what should Danny read? The peep? Let's
yeah.
have Danny read the peep.
Here, read this peep. I
Here.
picked it for you.
You get the other predicament.
right
Give
now.
me one of them predicaments.
Should we wait till the
Better
predicts
not
are-
give me more than
Well-
one, David. I'm going to be upset with you.
Is that 2?
Yes, I'm upset with you.
I'm upset.
All right, Danny.
Daniel.
Who are the peeps?
The peeps are. Oh my goodness. The peeps are
Very interesting reaction. I can't wait
right?
to see who it's going to be.
spelled wrong. All of it's spelled really wrong. So I don't know
I'm super
who put
excited.
this in
Okay.
here.
What is this?
Harriet Tubman versus Oscar Schindler.
Wow.
But Harriet spelled Harriot.
Harriot.
Who spells Harriet with an O?
With an O?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah,
And
put
how is
this one in
Schindler
there.
misspelled?
Oskar.
That is how Oscar is
Okay,
spelled.
then.
The
That
German
one's spelled
Oscar.
German way.
Person just doesn't know how to spell
Yeah.
Harriet.
Oops. Harriot. That's weird.
Harriot.
Oh my gosh, Harry Tubman against Oscar Schindler.
Yeah,
That's a
rough.
strange
He's
pairing.
such,
Let's
he's
see
such
where
a good
this
boy.
goes.
My Oscar.
Do you want,
is such a
do you
good
want
boy.
to read?
Mine, Oscar.
Mine-
He's such
Mine
a good boy.
Oscar.
Mine Oscar.
That's good in kidding.
That's good. And
Whose predict are we going with first, David? I already looked at mine.
Well, this is 2
in
years.
all
If you already
honesty.
know what it is, I haven't looked at mine yet. I'm just fumbling with it in my hand.
Ironically, I already looked because it's who would last longest in a bird box scenario. I looked at it, David.
I literally just
looked
put
at
that
it.
in there.
Wow.
Yeah, we needed to pad the jar out, and I thought, you know what? It's topical. Let's get it out of the way right now.
Topical AF.
Okay. I'll start off in defense of Harriet Tubman. Now, while there was no technical railroad underground, I am going to say that there was a lot of maneuvering,
Navigation skills?
navigational
100.
skills,
A lot of it.
while being surrounded by danger at all times.
And in the dark.
And it's not like she had a Garmin or anything to like lead her around, you
for
know what I
reals.
mean?
Like Schindler obviously also snuck people out.
I mean,
and was
he knew
transporting
his
people.
way around sticky situations
but
for
his
sure,
was a
though.
business side.
He conducted a lot of his business during the day. While in full sight of what
And
he was
I'm under suspicion that Liam Neeson has never blinked, and that it's part of the training from Taken. So think about that.
And that's why he doesn't miss a thing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to miss
I was just going to say that's what Steven Tyler was afraid of.
Yeah. Originally, that song was written for Schindler's List, but they decided not to use it for that movie.
Well,
They saved it for Armageddon.
It would have been way
It's like
funnier
Ben Shap-
seeing Ben Shapiro play that song on violin. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Let's get it, Ben. We got to send this to him on Twitter.
I don't want to.
If you don't know what we're talking about, there's a video of little Ben Shapiro playing
Tiny
the-
little Ben Shapiro,
Yeah.
eyebrows just as strong.
Eyebrow game on fleek.
playing the theme to Schindler's List, and Larry King is like announcing him. It's pretty crazy. But as a child, he was a pretty good violinist. And then coincidentally, as an adult, he recorded the Game of Thrones theme song. His tone quality is really not improved in 20 years.
Oh.
I have a feeling that, him writing up hack articles has caused his violin skills to go down. And he's so busy making straw man arguments that he doesn't have time to practice. So that's just what I'm saying.
It's a good theory, David.
Yeah. When you put out like 10 points in a minute so you can try and like confuse everyone who's listening or debating, then your tone quality is going to suffer. Because you know what, Ben? You got terrible tone in violin and in debate.
Ouch.
Get at me, bro.
It's almost like you planned this all and you had this like pre-written.
Throw it down in the
This is really
comment
good.
section, Ben.
I wish. I wish I did. Come on, dude. Let's have a debate, Ben Shapiro. Let's have a debate about whether rap music is music, and then afterwards, we'll have a concerto off. Let's do this thing. Let's do it. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening
That's
right
very
now.
good. I like
Getting
that.
you're getting riled over
I
there.
liked it.
You know, Ben Shapiro said rap music's not music. That's insane. It's music by definition.
Music. Yeah.
Anyway.
Agreed.
So how are we feeling? Harriet
Well,
Tubman?
I would say just as an argument, since you've already set the precedent of by Oscar Schindler, we are.
I said the president or the president?
You set the precedent for the president.
Okay.
And myself and us here at this round table here. That by Oscar Schindler, we were referring to Liam Neeson. And I would say Liam Neeson has an advantage of getting around a bird box situation because this dude's arms are crazy long. He could feel dangers coming from so far away. It would be absolutely ridiculous.
And he does have a very special set of skills.
He
If
does.
that is the argument, he's also technically a Jedi Master.
True.
Okay, well, we
The
need to
Force
decide.
is with him.
We need to decide because here's the thing. When
I
we
know,
were-
like, Harriet Tubman did a lot of really great things,
She's not a Jedi
but did she
Master.
have the Force running through her veins?
when we were discussing Batman in previous episodes, we would bring up the actors who have played Batman.
True.
But Batman is a fictional character, whereas Oscar Schindler is not a fictional character.
Wait, what?
And I think in all fairness, we would have to like see if there's a movie about Harriet Tubman and see who has played Harriet Tubman and then see what other roles they've played. You know what I mean? Because
Isn't How Stella Got a Groove Back about Harriet Tubman?
oh
I
my
have
gosh,
never
Frank,
seen
you're
that
getting into
movie.
My
racist territory.
That's just my How Stella Got a Groove Back joke. I didn't mean to be racist. I don't even know if that movie is about a black person.
If you listen really close, everyone, you can hear context dying.
Okay, there's an upcoming Harriet movie played by Cynthia
Ask
Erivo.
and you shall receive.
Is this Harriet Tubman or Harriet the Spy, a reboot of the Nickelodeon series?
We would hope the latter, but it is the former.
Okay. I can deal with that too.
Yeah, this looks okay.
Wait, so has that actress been in anything else?
What, does she have any special powers? Or is it
Cynthia
very special set of
Erivo,
skills?
British actress. I mean, not that I can see. She's like a Broadway actress. Color Purple. Widows. Bad Times at the El Royale. Okay.
Well,
I've seen
Oprah
Well,
was in The Color Purple,
you know-
and she's pretty powerful too.
The exciting thing is we can just vote because there's three of us now.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to say is I think I'm going to stick with Harriet Tubman.
No, I'm going to
because
stick with Harriet Tubman also.
Yeah.
I just felt like there needed to be argument in
I
here.
think
in
that's
the
a good
debate.
argument. I think if it was like Qui-Gon Jinn, I think if it was like a fictional character, then there'd be a greater like thing to bring in just Liam Neeson in general. That's just my reasoning. I just want
I
to
agree.
inform everyone.
Yeah.
Fair.
Reason will prevail. Okay. So that's the first one. Here's the next one. Who can eat the most consecutive Big Macs in one sitting?
Oh man, it's a good thing Trump wasn't in here. This thing would have gotten shut down.
So Oscar Schindler or Harriet Tubman?
I would argue that Oscar Schindler was better fed.
Definitely wealthier.
Yes.
So probably had, but he
Wow.
was like on a European diet.
True. And
Does not
I've
include
seen
fast
paintings
food.
of Harriet Tubman. Girl had a little bit
She
of
had Tubman?
some. Yeah, she was a little bit Tubman.
No,
I was trying to figure out how to work it in there, but it just
No.
didn't like quite fit just right.
No. Okay, I was thinking about it too. I just didn't say it. I didn't want to be the one who went to that spot. So I am glad that you all
We can rely.
took one for the
like
team.
usually you would have to rely on me for something like that, but now we have Danny on here too,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
can just hit stuff like that
yeah,
sometimes.
if we need.
I don't have to take all the hits.
Okay, so on that point, I have to agree.
Yeah.
I have to agree.
She's American.
Yeah.
And it's in her name.
Nobody eats more Big Macs than Americans. Nobody.
I could eat a Big
No
Mac
way.
right now. I'm that hungry. I hate McDonald's.
I don't like McDonald's burgers actually.
I don't either.
You
I
have-
was at McDonald's
I'll eat some
today.
chicken nuggies.
Even if I went to McDonald's, a Big Mac wouldn't be the thing I would order. It's
The
too much
fries
bread.
get me. I love the fries.
It's all the sugar, I think.
From the fries?
All
They
of
put
it.
sugar in their fries or something like that.
I'll eat it.
I heard
they
something about it.
evaporate sugar in the air when you're around the restaurant and you inhale sugar.
I'm about McFlurries.
Oh wow.
Oreo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity on not
Not a
making
sponsor.
the spoon of straw though. Why do
Every
I need
time.
the
I
hollowed out
always
thought
section?
it was a straw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna start doing? I'm gonna start just like poking a hole in them, just like drilling out. I'm gonna carry a clean drill with me when I get McFlurries. I'm gonna drill a hole in the bottom of that thing. Boom, problem solved.
Thanks, dude.
No joke. Every time I go to the McDonald's, like this one right over here, because I mean everyone's got a McDonald's right by their house, but and this is over the course of years. Like the last like 2 or 3 times where I've been like, you know what? It's a McFlurry day. Let's go get a McFlurry. Like, oh, sorry, sir, the ice cream machine's broken. And I'm like, what is this? Is this real life? Is this actually something that happened?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why it's a meme. It's amazing that all over the country there's McDonald's.
There can't be that many people ordering McFlurries in one day, or maybe it just takes one McFlurry to break the McDonald's ice machine.
Original machine.
They're just so used to the soft serve that when you throw McFlurry in the mix, they're just like, no.
The McFlurry machine is actually like a freemium iPhone game. It can like do one, and then it's like, well, sorry, it's gonna take like 12 hours to recharge. Yeah.
Wow.
If you invite 6 friends to McDonald's, we can get you another McFlurry right
now. Ridiculous.
Oh, McFlurries. You remember McSundays? What were they? Or the Sunday Shaker?
Is that magical hour between Sunday and Monday? Sunday.
It's the twilight hour between Sunday and Monday. Next Sunday. I swear to God, they used to have Sundays. I don't know what they're called.
Huh. Probably McSunday.
If you were
let's be honest, it was probably a McSunday.
Yeah. Can someone put a link to like a Watch Mojo video that's just got like
hot take
top 10 McDonald's desserts?
McRibs are trash.
McRibs are trash.
Is it a hot take? They're gross.
No, people love it. They swear by it.
Just this stamped rib-shaped meat.
Also, hot take: spicy McChicken rules.
Yo, bring back the extended dollar value menu at McDonald's. I used to tear that menu up. My goodness. $1 spicy McChicken all day.
I just want to point this out. There's something magical that happens that when Danny and Frank are together, they get on tangents about talking about food.
Yeah.
And they'll get like really hard into the tangent. And when we were doing
a lot of meals together.
When we were talking about that golf story episode, when we were doing the golf story thing, they just started talking about Whataburger. And it was like, guys, like 10 minutes of the stream.
I mean, don't bring up Whataburger if you don't want us to talk about Whataburger, because that's all I want to talk about right now. Yeah, like the mushroom Swiss burger is back.
Gosh. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Green chili. I tried that like sweet bacon burger.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to draw out the last predict, and let's get to Batman over here, because it's now Harriet Tubman v. Batman, which obviously is
the most well-known Supreme Court case. I cannot speak today.
Yeah, you're having a tough time now.
Ever.
Yeah, let's be fair.
Yeah.
It's real.
You're borderline illiterate. Okay.
Oh man.
Let's see what we have here, everyone.
Please just knock them off the throne. New year.
Okay, everyone. We have a bass clef example.
Who would be better at helping slaves escape to the north?
I don't know. Batman might take that one.
This is from Adrian. Dad jokes and puns until one person forfeits from the pain of face palms.
Batman knows no dad jokes because his dad is super dead. And I've always said that Batman's biggest weakness is dead parents.
Well, that's true. This one actually has parental involvement. Well,
it does.
Not necessarily his parent, but definitely the knowledge of a dad joke. So
Alfred wasn't telling this kid no dad jokes.
Are we saying that Harriet Tubman...
It's a face-off.
And Batman.
Yes.
Are trading off dad jokes.
Yes, it's a weird situation.
Until one of them is like, oh, this is ridiculous.
Yes.
And dies from the face palming?
It doesn't die, but forfeits from the pain of face palms.
I was going to say, if dying, Batman's more likely because something might engage just from the slap. Batarang through the face.
Batarang through the eye.
So, you're saying that Batman doesn't have dad jokes.
True.
Or he doesn't understand the context of them.
Like, he doesn't have this wealth of dad jokes or even, like, the cheesiness that lives within him through having to listen through all your dad jokes.
All I'm saying is if Batman doesn't have dad jokes, then the dad jokes aren't going to be so cringy that Harriet Tubman has to face palm. Thus meaning if Batman doesn't have dad jokes, Harriet Tubman is not going to be able to forfeit from face palming because there are no dad jokes. Whereas in the other direction, Harriet Tubman might have the dad jokes, but, and here's the big defense, everyone, okay? Because I got the Batman bases covered. You're telling me. Okay, first off, let's do this like we're an attorney, okay?
Do you know that Harriet Tubman was not funny? Can you prove that she was not funny? Because I already know where you're going with this.
Batman, where am I going with this?
She might have had fire jokes for all you know.
Where am I going with this, Frank?
I feel like you're going to argue that there's no proof that Harriet Tubman could be funny, and there are plenty of representations of Batman being snappy.
No,
Is that where you're going?
No, I'm not even going there, man.
Cool, because it's null
Is
point.
Batman a crime fighter?
Is he a crime fighter?
Is he a crime fighter?
Yes.
Yes.
Does Batman have a rogue gallery, meaning a culmination of identifiable villains?
Yes.
Does Batman
Don't say the joke.
have a villain who is
Or the
constantly
Riddler.
giving him corny jokes that he has to deal with on a regular basis?
The Riddler.
The Riddler and the Joker. And you could even argue that like Two-Face is getting in pun work.
They all get
Even
in
the
pun work, to be
Penguin
honest.
is getting in
Mr.
great
Freeze.
bird work, man.
Yeah.
The Penguin's got great bird delivery. That's all I'm saying. Harriet Tubman is not going to have the tolerance for this. She's not joking around.
Nothing was a joke in her lifetime.
No, Batman has to deal with this all the time. He can't be phased.
You don't know
He
what
can't be
she was
face-palming
like
while
when
the
the
Joker's giving
railroad
him
was shut
jokes.
down for the day. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe she was funny. Maybe she was doing stand-up.
She might have been a riot.
She might have been, but her being funny or not doesn't mean that she's going to be any more tolerable to bad jokes. If anything, a really funny comedian might have even worse jokes. And
Not
for
a
Batman,
comedian.
what we're asking here, though, isn't who's got better jokes. It's who can withstand the
Withstand
pain
the
of
bad
bad jokes. And Batman, time and time again, has been up
Well,
against terrible jokes.
If that
terrible,
is
terrible
the,
jokes.
If that is the argument, that the end goal is to survive the pain of these jokes, I would argue that the pain of even being in a dad joke contest would be pretty painful for Batman because, like I've said before, super dead parents.
I guess that's true, but
So dead. Instant pain.
Batman doesn't start crying every time someone says dad.
I would say that Harriet Tubman is used to suffering.
True.
Not suffering through
Super
bad
resilient.
jokes, though.
Well, all types of suffering.
What I'm saying is that Batman has a specific example of withstanding bad jokes. Like
Are
the literal
you telling me that
problem
Harriet
here,
Tubman could withstand slavery, escape, and help other people escape, but she can't withstand some bad dad jokes?
she-
Is
when
that
she
what you're
was
telling me right
interacting-
now?
So you're telling me that someone who survived the Holocaust, they're just okay with any types of humor whatsoever?
Well,
From then on
No,
out,
that's not what I'm
there's
saying.
no
No, I'm
humor
saying
that's cringy. No,
specifically
what I'm
dad
saying is those are
jokes.
two totally separate things, Frank. You're making a huge connection on two things that have no relationship. Whereas Batman legitimately deals with people making terrible jokes all the time. And he doesn't facepalm, he puts his palm in their face. Bam.
Should be a bad situation for Harriet.
so
Whap.
Wouldn't he be
Tubman-
disqualified if he just punched Harriet Tubman?
Well, he's not actually punching Harriet Tubman. He's not a monster.
Harriet Tubman, I will say this, interacted with a lot of dorky white folk on a daily basis who probably had dorkier, old, antiquated dad jokes.
Oh man, can you imagine what a dad joke
That's
was
possible.
like?
Look, that's possible. But again, both of your cases rely on a presumption of something that there is no evidence to.
I would say our
Whereas in
cases-
Batman, there is concrete evidence in every Batman comic ever made that Batman has to deal with terrible jokes. And he never face palms. It never phases him. He's unfazed.
Is there a comic series on the life of Harriet Tubman?
There could be. Yeah. Ah!
Oh, Tubby, I thought you were going to take it.
I mean, I'm voting for Tubby. I'm putting my foot down.
I'm still going to vote for Tubby.
Oh.
I mean, you guys can both vote for it if you want.
Out of opposition.
And you can defeat Batman if you want in this way that is not real.
no.
But then Batman will forever be the real champion because we have to be objective and state the truth.
I just
And I'm
don't
sorry,
agree with
guys,
your
but your
truth.
argument. Well, where's your proof though? There's no proof.
She'll persevere
Where
through
I
anything.
have
Is
proof.
my proof.
You don't know Harriet Tubman.
I
You
will
don't have any
say
record of
suffrage.
Harriet Tubman.
You don't know Batman. He's a fictional character.
Yes, but I know the character of Batman, and that's the point of this segment. And the example that is being brought up is
The point of this
specifically-
segment at this point really is like, how well
beat
do you know
Batman.
Batman?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's really what it's turned
But
into.
this one doesn't even involve knowing Batman that well. So you can vote however you like, guys.
I mean, Batman won.
Just
Let's
know the
spirit
finish
of
the
Batman.
segment. Let's break
Yeah.
these stupid things. I'm done.
Batman won.
I'm done. It's going to be really interesting to see how angry I get at the end of these going forward. 2019 is going to be the year I break cameras.
We're going to be better.
You would think it would start to hurt less, but it hurts more and more every time.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you in need of a public defender? Do you have an upcoming hypothetical debate that you need representation for?
Don't call David because he only ever argues about Batman things.
Is your name Bruce Wayne? Reach me at davidandfrankandbeans@gmail.com.
If you have suggestions for Peeps and Predicts in all seriousness, these jars are running low. Send us an email at davidandfrankandbeans@gmail.com. Comment on our Facebook page or hit us up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Do any of those things.
That's great.
Do none of those things. Do whatever you want. Freedom, America.